Hey, good morning, everybody. AJ's here. We're on day 2 here at St. Matthew's. And the main focus today is to get all of the mounts done. 2 up here, 1 in the pastor's office, 1 in the media room, 1 like in the kids room, cry room, and then the choir room. Remove the TV from downstairs, move it up here. Let me turn you around. I also brought this, but as you can see, it needs to be commercial grade. It doesn't stick to it at all, so it's good to at least test it. That's not going to work. I ended up ordering a 6U rack that's going to be here Thursday. So when I come back for training, I'm going to put all of this stuff inside the rack. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have a vent, so that'll be 6. All that stuff slides in there. Now make that more organized. Also ordered the drum mic stands for the overheads and the kick. That will actually be here today, so I'll be able to do that tomorrow. We're gonna run all the cables, and I want to try and run them all at the same time, and hopefully I got enough slack, so if I run the 3 fiber optic HDMI cables and the 2 Ethernet cables, everything is going to be predominantly on this side except for the TV. So once I get close to here, maybe split it off so that it feeds this way. And actually, why am I saying that? I still got to run 2 more cables that go all the way to the area for the pastor and everything. Now, the other thought is to put the HDMI splitter over here somewhere, and then I run 1 cable over here and then run the other cables back this way for an easier run. No, because I still have to run the camera in the Ethernet. So it'll be 2 fiber optic HDMIs, 1 for the PTZ, and the Ethernet here. That goes back. 1 long HDMI that goes to the hub being back there somewhere. No, there's no point in doing that because I need it back here as well too. Anyway, we got our sound and everything done, squared away. I brought my iPad, so let me turn everything on. Let me start labeling the mics. That's easy. Get that out of the way, and then start focusing on getting the ladder. I'm gonna take the ladder and put the TV mounts up there. That's easy. Run a conduit for where the cable is gonna be. Run a conduit back here for the cables. And then ultimately, I'm trying to do everything before I have to bring the big ladder up to get up into the ceiling above the media booth and drop the cables there, and we make the path for that. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get the Multiview hung. That's gonna go right there. Let's find a stud, get this hung, so that way we can see what's going on with the Multiview with the ATEM. And alrighty, there we go. I'm gonna put some conduit there to keep that all centralized and all this other fun stuff, but we do got an image, yay. Let's move the joystick just a little bit to get it centered. Alrighty, so while this was doing an update, I got the board, pretty much all of the ports labeled. And what is number 3? I don't know what number 3 is. So I think I made podium this. I'm gonna move this. I don't know what number 3 is. That way somebody doesn't have to go all the way down here for that. But this is all done. We have all the local connections back here are available. So we still got another, 14 channels back here. But that is all good to go. Let me move this, and then we're going to, I'm gonna put the conduit up there, or maybe I should go up here first. And I think I left my light in my other bag. Oh well. Let's let me get the ladder and do that, and then we'll do some CSAA ministry. I'm going to open up a hole right there as close as possible, and that's where the leftover server rack conduit I'm going to have run down there, and all my cables will be here, and then ultimately will feed into this and go to all the other places that it needs to go to. Alrighty, I got the ladder there, but it's a lot of insulation, so it's making it kind of tough to push the tile up. So I'm trying to get on this side to see if I can look over into the media before I got to move this. But while I'm doing that, I did hang this mount, got the conduit up there that is going to hide the fiber optic HDMI cable. I'm hoping that's far enough over. If not, I can pivot this out. I am just going to get some tape, measuring tape that is, and measure how high up I am so that I can have those in line right there. And the heat is on in here and I'm hot. So somebody messed with me last time when I was just in my tank top, so that's why I'm not on camera right now. But let's go ahead and get the tape measure. Let's measure off how high up this is, and then we will move over to the other one, and then we'll focus our attention on running the cables from there over, and then hang the TV back here. We'll run all the cables over, and this will probably be the first TV that we get a signal. And then we'll work on the pastor's office and then the choir room. All right, folks, I haven't been recording for a while because I've just been up in the ceiling, but we have the cables for the back PTZ ran. I left my drywall saw at home, so I just need to put a little notch in that so that that can close. Also ran the cables here, so the access point here in the sanctuary is up and running. I walked all the way down here, so I know where these cables are gonna go. The only thing is I walked all the way to the end of here, and there's like a 2-foot hole that I'm gonna have to squeeze through that comes in over here, but there has to be another access somewhere to get up on this side. It just doesn't make sense. So that drop is here somewhere, and they had to get up here to get to do the wiring here for the pastor's office. So there must be another hole somewhere, but I don't know. We gotta find it somewhere. So I'm gonna eyeball where that is. The air conditioning unit is right above here, and I see where all of this is. I just gotta find a way. The good thing is I only gotta run to. Are you serious, AJ? You didn't notice that? It's right there. So anyway, that's good. So let me punch a hole up there, then punch a hole up over here, take this mirror down so that we can get up in the ceiling, run these two cables, and hopefully our ceiling work is done, which is not. I still have to run the snake in the ceiling so that I can get up and over. And I'm wondering, can I squeeze in here? No, see, I ain't gonna be able to squeeze in that part. If I could get there and find where this is in the floor so I can run the snake up here. Oh well, there's gotta be a way to get up under here to maintain this. It must be another one. Maybe I'm just not paying attention, like I missed out on that. The access, attic access over here, which was right there, but oh well. Let me get up here, run these cables, and then bring the ladder back over here so I can get up on the other side and run these cables for the TV, hang the pastor's TV, then try and dismount the TV downstairs and move that one upstairs in the choir, and then all that stuff is done. And then we just got to focus on hanging the TVs. And let me show you this other part. I know I'm blabbing, but I haven't been recording. We got our conduit here, and we got our 2 cables here. They're going to feed down. I need to run the Ethernet cable for the access point downstairs, a second cable just for redundancy downstairs for hardwired connections or maybe a switch. Then we're also going to run the snake down here. That's what's going to go down through the ceiling in the basement and then up and through the pulpit some way. I mean, again, it's Tuesday. I still got 2 more days, technically. So we'll just see about that. Alrighty, folks, I didn't do as much recording because we've been in the ceiling all day, but I did mount the front camera. I couldn't reach the HDMI cable that I put up there. So, I mean, this is just over PoE. And I have to, when I go back up in the ceiling to run the other cable for the right TV, I'll drop it. I left the panel open. I drop it down there. I bring my hole saw so I can do the little notch right there, the notch right there, the notch for this one, the notch for that one. And all of that is good to go. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with these cables, how I'm going to get them here. I do have some gaff tape, but I doubt they would want to do that. I still think I'm going to run behind the chairs and maybe just run a strip down the center there, or run it straight to here and let it come up from up under the pulpit. I mean, yeah, the pulpit podium. That's what I'm thinking. Other thing we got in here, like I said, we got the cable for here done. We're gonna take the TV from downstairs, pull this up. That's gonna go. And I think that's the print I was talking about, maybe running a cable for. But let me get past you real quick. The other thing, originally they had this cable running all the way back from the modem going up to the front. Since I know the path, if I got the energy, what I think I'm going to do is maybe run a cable around and go up there, and then the cable for the internet will go up and over to the back. We'll put a piece of conduit there for the TV in here. We already got a signal, but we turned everything off. And I think that is about it. So, like I said, productive day. Didn't get as much done. The whole goal was to have everything in place, so I just hang the TVs. Up here, that's the case. I still need to get the cables through the walls. The cables that feed are right on the other side, so that's not a problem. I have to run 2 more cables and punch through. What I'm gonna do is the pass through. I'm already got a hole going into the other side. Instead of right here, I need to widen the hole anyway. So we're gonna have a brushed pass through come through here, make a hole a little bit bigger, 1 inch in diameter, so all of the cables can go through. Hold on 1 second. All right, I can't remember where I left off, but we got to run the cables down here, find a way to come up through the pulpit to make that nice and neat. So they were talking about it, and I'll talk about it tomorrow, but we're going to use temporary gaff tape to keep the cables down. They're going to be changing the carpet out maybe in about a year. And I told them when they do that to make a trap door in the pulpit so it's easier, and then come back, put all those cables back up under there, and kind of like what I'm doing at TCF, probably put a stage box there and make it easier to plug everything in. That would be simpler. But that's what we'll do. But right now, the cables, I don't know if you can see, I got some gaff tape over there for right now. And then all the cables are going to run behind the chairs, and then it will be 1 row going straight to the pulpit. So it'll be right there. You won't be able to see it, but should be straight after that. 1 more cable run upstairs. And why do I feel like I'm short some cables? There's supposed to be some cables downstairs. I don't know what happened. Alrighty. So I think I must have left some cables at home. Because got one cable downstairs. That's the feed. That's one of those cables right there. Then I have another cable. We have the HDMI splitter that's downstairs. That's gonna feed for future TVs downstairs, but that makes for a shorter cable run. I think that's what this cable is for. Yeah, so we're gonna put a jack downstairs and then have another cable for the rolling cart. So yeah, so this one is gonna go downstairs. And then I need to run another one in the ceiling. I'm thinking through, I'm missing two cables. Because I need to pull another cable. I ordered another cable. That's gonna go for TV there. Another one downstairs and a second one downstairs. So I need to order two more cables when I get home. Anyway, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Hey, good morning, folks. Asia here, day 3. Got down here a little later than I normally would, just about 15 minutes later. But the TV delivery went from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then this morning, now they changed it between 2 and 6. So we're going to be here a little bit longer just to compensate for that. But what we're going to focus on now is try and use up all the rest of the little energy that I got, my early energy. And I got my plates to go through here. We're going to do the pass through, run the snake cable up and down, see how we can get into the pulpit for the snake. So we're going to have to drill a hole down and find that downstairs. As much as I don't want to do it, this is probably going to be the easiest way for me to do this, is probably, and they actually already got a hole right there. So I may be able to find where that is, but maybe do a hole right in front of this and probably put a grommet there. I need to be careful not to mess up the carpet, like the carpet rip it up. But if I can find where that cable is, I'll widen that hole so that it can come up. I mean, it must be going somewhere. It's probably a speaker going downstairs somewhere. So if I can find that, we're going to have to open that up so that I can pass the Ethernet cable through. That will be for the snake. And then while I go up there, I brought my other box of Cat 6. If I was able to get into my home church, I would have grabbed the third one, and then I can pull all 3 cables at the same time. So what we're going to do is the Ethernet cable that is providing internet there, I'm actually going to come up, get rid of that, and because the pastor's computer in here is connected directly to the router, so it's not on the Unify stuff at all. So what I'm going to do is do a pass through, maybe come down this wall right here, put a jack right there. The pastor's computer will plug into the jack, which is going all the way back to the Unify one. Another main line is going to be the internet that sends this to the Unify. Then the third cable is going to come through that same box and pass through the wall. And then that is going to be how we connect the printer to the network as well too. So 3 Ethernet cables up and over to bridge everything. That will get rid of this. Now, they didn't contract me for this, but I mean, if I'm doing this, might as well. We'll get rid of this cable. I do have the extra Ethernet, extra HDMI cable that's going to be for this TV, so I'm going to do that while I'm up there. Run that through there. And then I need to slide the table and all this other stuff out of the way so I can put the conduit on the wall to have all these cables more organized here. Ooh, it is cold back here. Oh, because I left that open. So like I said, I need to pull this out so that I can get in this corner so I can put these server conduit there. And man, I might need to get my sweater because it is really cold here. But anyway, we're going to do that. And what was this cable going to be used for? I think this is the cable. I think I may have brought an extra cable I don't need. Either way, we can return it. I think I might use this one. I think this one is long enough to get to the TV up there. Anyway, let me actually slide this out the way. Let me do the conduit first because I need to move the ladder in here anyway to get to here. And then we'll make the run with both of these cables. Run 2 back and then pull another. Well, actually, I could just run it across the floor extra long to where it's far enough and then cut it and then do a third. That way I can pull all 3 and then I don't have to make multiple trips. I think I will use this upstairs. So anyway, let me get this up out of the way. Get the ladder back here, the one up there, back here. And on my way, I will notch that so I can close that up and just make the process back so I can have this up and over, and I need to eat some breakfast. Alrighty, like I said, while I'm up here, I need to notch this up here so I can have the cables pass through. Might as well do that before moving this ladder. So, put it right there in that corner. All right here. So there we go for our pass through there. And once I get back up there, push the HDMI cable closer so that I can reach this next time. And let's move this ladder back and work from there. Hopefully this is the last trip. Pulling the new cable that's gonna go for the access point downstairs that I left on the floor originally. Oh, come on now. So all of these are gonna go over to this side. Come on now. So these are gonna run over here to the cry room because these are the ones that are going to go down through the basement. Ooh. And got to do a little up and over here. Alrighty. So there's the hole that we're feeding the cables through. Where's the other one? It's right there. So let me pull this up a little bit higher. So we're going to run these here. Try and pull as much as possible. And for the access point, I really don't have to run that far because I already have the cable in the ceiling. I don't want to have to repurpose that. So I'm probably just going to terminate that and put a coupler in the ceiling so I don't have to re-pull all of that all over again. And I'm probably going to have to come back up here and shorten some of these cables that I pulled for the HDMI right there. Because one is going downstairs, the other one is going to the back wall. Alrighty, so this part is done for right now. Now, we need to make the run for the last TV. And that cable fell. Throw all these boxes down. Once I know I am done from having to come up here. Alright, so I'm going to work this backwards. We're going to walk this down to its location. Then we'll drop it in the hole where all the other cables go. There is the back camera right there. I need the taller ladder to get up there. I guess I could have notched it from up here, but oh well. Watch our footing. Let me turn on a brighter light. Well, nah, I don't want to drain my battery. So we got all our cables right there over to the left, and the TV is over there, and I can tell from the new Romex where they ran the power cable. So it's right over there, but I'm not trying to go over there until right here. So I don't know if y'all can see that. It's right over there. So we are going to get our fiber optic cable, make sure we get the right end, which is the display. Let's loop enough of this so that we don't have to come back. I'm gonna leave this here, toss this under, sure I don't put no weight on this vent. Alrighty, got that. And now we just have to pop the ceiling tile where the TV is, being very cautious to make sure we stay on this wood here. Oh. Alright, so there's the wall. There's the wall right there at the front. So the TV is right in front of this. So the TV is about right here. And my cable is hung. What am I hung on? Alright. So what I'm probably going to do is leave this cable right here so that I have enough slack, so when we hang the TV and I move the ladder, I just go up there. And we got a knot in this cable and it's stuck on a piece of wood. Come on, get out of here. Alright, so we'll leave enough slack here so that we can just reach up to get to that. Now let's climb back over here and then run the other end of the HDMI back to the media. And then we should be done with our runs, and I hope this cable is long enough. I think it should be, because if not, we're gonna have to make another trip. And no, I don't think this cable is going to be long enough. Joy. So I'm going to have to do this again. I must have put this one in the wrong box. Yeah. So let's do this all over again. This is the one that's going to go downstairs and go to be the run in the ceiling downstairs for the TV on the rolling cart. Man, thought I was going to be done. So we got to make one more trip with the right cable. I'll just get the one out of the box and we'll go from there. Whew. Alrighty, got my cables here, and like I said, the HDMI is too long, but what I'm going to do now is put a pass-through plate right there, and then another one on the other side, fish all the cables through, widen this hole into the basement so that, and it doesn't have to be that big, but it's just big enough for an HDMI to go in and an Ethernet. And like I said, ooh, excuse me. Like I said, this is already ran, so what I'm probably going to do is just cut this cable because it's already in the ceiling, pull it back down, and then put like another termination like this on the end, and then the cable that I'm running, we'll just do that. Actually, let me take that back. I have to run 3 cables. It's the other cable for the snake needs to go through. That's a shielded Cat 6.5e, so I don't want to re-terminate that because I don't have the stuff to do it. HDMI and this. Alrighty, so we got this part done. We widened that up. And what I'm doing right now is I need to count the windows. I still haven't gone up to pull the Ethernet cables that are dangling on the other side of the baptismal pool, but we need to count because the shielded HDMI cable, I need to pull enough so that it can feed up to the pulpit. So just pulling some slack here. And then over here, we just feed that through, drop it down. I'm gonna pull a lot of this. All right, I think we've reached what we got. But what I need to do is try and find the best way to get access to this. So let's go ahead and count the windows. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4th window. And because this is about in line with the pulpit. So if we're right here, and literally if we come about a foot up from this window, we'll be right here. And the reason I say that is if we step outside, see the windows are in line with these. They're not egress windows, but these ones. So this is the 4th one. So we're about in line from here, from the door. So if we come to about right here and then measure over from the wall, we should be at the pulpit. So what I plan to do is I'm going to make a much smaller hole right in the front here. So I'm going to measure over from here. But I am going to make a smaller hole right in front of there. And then measure off. And once we measure this off from the window downstairs, we should be able to find this with very little hassle. So maybe a 5/8 hole will work for that. And we'll go from there. Alrighty, there we go. Here's the cable that I pushed through. So I just need to get that snake, and it seems like it got tangled up there in the ceiling. So yay, got to go back up there again, but we got to get this all the way up to there. And I know I got more than enough because obviously I was able to run it on the floor and have it connected, and I still had plenty of space left. So let's go back up in the ceiling, loosen this up. Also need to find a place for where this HDMI is gonna go, because it's gonna plug into the splitter, and then the splitter is going to run the feed to the plate that I put up there, and that's gonna sit back here somewhere. So I need to find where that's gonna go. All right, folks, sorry. I know I'm breathing hard, But good Lord, this TV was way heavier than I thought. All right, so I got it down and up here, and I got to take the mount down, but we got the cables all in the ceiling downstairs. I just need to cut the piece of conduit for the Ethernet cable for the jack. We got this cable ran and pushed up. I'm gonna slide everything back into place. I'm gonna zip tie that. Well, no, I'm gonna Velcro zip tie that. Ultimately, the white surge protector, I'm gonna undo that, and the surge protector that I have, I'm gonna run and plug up under there. I need to make a hole for this TV, the HDMI for that TV. Punch through there. Run the HDMI cable for that because we got more than enough of this. And then all of the cables are in place. I'll move the ladder, the tall ladder, so that I can pop that tile and bring down the HDMI that I left on the tile in front of it. Move the ladder, pull that HDMI cable through, hook that up, and then we'll get signal. Let's do that. Woo! And then I need to pull the cables that are going into the pastor's office, terminate those, differentiate which one is which. For the cameras, not the camera, the printer, the main internet connection, and all the other good stuff. And then wait for the TVs. Alrighty, folks, right on time. TVs are here. We already put the 85 and the 65 downstairs. So we finished up, I finished up with all the wiring just in time. Alrighty, so we got all the TVs in place, but what I think we're gonna do is I'm gonna finish up everything. So tomorrow I need to get another plate here. I have two pass-throughs at home. I'm gonna do that. That'll go on the other side, on this side, even though you won't see it because of the TV, but we're gonna make sure we clean that up. Then we're also going to put another one here and then get another piece of conduit like this, and I will extend that to right there so that can go. I need to put a piece of conduit for this TV as well. Then we can close this up. We'll do a notch right there, so it'll be a 90-degree to come over. And actually I might not even need a plate, because if I run a piece of conduit all the way over, that will cover up that hole, so that'll be fine. So we need one on the front behind the TV. Those two TVs are fine. I am now going to focus my attention on putting the TV up, the mount up downstairs, the 85, as well as assemble the 65 on the cart and plug that up to make sure we get an image. Alrighty, whew, kind of tired, but we do have, surprisingly, this might look big. This is a 65 on the rolling cart. The 85 is actually going to go on that back wall. We're going to do that tomorrow. I thought I was going to be able to, I thought I was going to put up the mount. I'm actually tired. So tomorrow, literally, it's going to put the mount, hang that TV back there. I have a conduit that I'm going to put a plate here. So this will be the jack that the cable for that TV, when you roll it around, it will plug into this. To get an internet connection, I got the remote for the TV for what I moved upstairs, and I just have a slight little concern that maybe that big TV is actually 720p. If that's the case, this won't work, and they'll need to get another TV. But let's see. I thought the cable was loose, but now that I think about it, that other cable that wasn't connected to the HDMI splitter. That was for the TV that's on this side. So I think this TV will not work. But let's see. I know it's connected. So I don't know why buttons ain't working. Hold on. All right, so it's on HDMI number one. Yeah, I think that's the issue. Now I do have my UpDownCross HD in the car. We can confirm if that's the issue. To be quite honest, I think probably going with a lighter TV would probably be the better option. So I think that is part of the problem. I need to let them know that tomorrow, like I said, we're gonna hang the TVs. I would try and muscle up the other TV in the back because I have done that before because that's a little bit lower. But I'm just tired, so we ain't gonna do that. We will approach everything tomorrow. I'm gonna give them a call and let them know that that TV back there will not work. So we'll take that down, let them still give that away. But I actually no. Let me go get this UpDownCross HD and let's see if that works. Because if it does, then we know it's I mean, I know it has to be that the TV is on 720p because it shows up everywhere else. So let's see. All right. Like I said, I don't return stuff. I bought this for a church for the same reason because I thought their projectors were only 720p, but they actually did work with 1080p. So I didn't return this. So let me get this here so I can change the dip switches because we need to set it on here to the dip switches there to 720p and see if we get a ish and get a resolution. I mean, honestly, this is 150 some dollars, 175. To get another TV, it's probably like $50 more than what I would charge them for this. So personally, I would probably just go for another TV to be quite honest. But let me hook this up and see if I get something. And yeah, this is 720p. So this is the UpDownCross HD. I have it set to configure and change everything to 720p and the image shows. So I'm gonna either have to charge them for that, or personally, I would probably say go with a 4K TV, which is lighter, smaller, more up to date, and don't have to worry about the converter. For the same price that the converter is going to cost, I can get maybe a 48 or a 50 that can go on this wall for about $50 more than that, but oh well. Alrighty, so like I said, what we got left over is the two TVs. I need to push that tile up that I forgot right there. I'll do that when we're hanging the TV. One in the back. I got to pick up 3 pieces of conduit, a much wider one for the pastor's office for all the cables, another one possibly for downstairs so that there's enough space for the HDMI adapter for that. Hopefully, I should have a piece left over so that I can do the right angle to come over to there to cover that one up. I think I have a smaller piece left for the piece up here. And I think that's mainly it. And I still never even ate my breakfast. I know it's beyond cold right now. So we'll just have to get something else on the way home. What else? What else? What else? The mount downstairs, got to do that. Hang the TV. I need to make sure I bring some extra HDMI cables because I need one for the TV downstairs. Um, that's fine. Yeah, we'll set up a super source, all this other fun stuff. I have two more pieces of this. No, I don't have enough to go all the way up. So I hope it's not fussed at about that. If I had known that, I should have started from there. And then if I had another piece here, that's fine. But we got two more pieces. We'll stack that, screw that in, close that up. Then I think outside of the training, we will be done. So missed it a little bit. The whole goal was to hopefully have had everything so we just hang the TVs and I'd be done today. But I mean we're still doing good. Still doing good. Tomorrow it shouldn't be more than about 2 hours. Because like I said, it's literally just the mount downstairs, hang that TV, hang these three TVs in here, and then put a piece of conduit downstairs in the pastor's office, and then terminate the cable that's going to the printer, and that's it. Then we're done. Outside of the training, which is going to be Friday afternoon. So I'll be back down here Friday. So I do have somewhat of an extra day just in case. But anyway, folks, I'll tag this on here. So this was day 2 and 3. And we're going to be done tomorrow. So I will see y'all tomorrow, and then that's when we'll do the final tour of everything. So like the type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell, that way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. And if you ever need help, you know that you can hit me up at ajhomes.com/consultation, set up an appointment. Again, I'm not able to make any appointments until next month because I'm off. Can't you tell? I'm not doing any work for this month. Yeah, right. Anyway, folks, we'll see y'all later.